The new year is upon us, and if your New Year's resolution has anything to do with eating right, getting in shape, or losing weight, you'll want to join us for this episode of The Softer Side, coming up next. Hi, I'm Cebe Schneider with The Softer Side. On today's episode, we're going to talk about getting in shape, about eating right, about health and fitness. We're going to speak with a dietitian and a physical trainer. You're going to get some laughs as my husband Bruce and I do some of the workouts, and we have couch potato figures that we've been working on for quite a while to develop them to this stage. Bruce, I need to be honest and say, is here under duress and only doing it because he says I tricked him into it. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if I'm that tricky, but we hope that through this episode you will get some great facts and information that will simplify your health in the coming year, making it easier for you to make good eating choices that you can stick to, and making it simpler for you to work out at home or come to the gym if you want to, or any gym you'd like to go to. But this is about you and your health and having a healthier, better future. So stick with us and see what's coming up. I'm here with Jo Marie Cattermas, licensed registered dietitian, and we're going to talk a little bit about choices that we can make and not making ourselves miserable through this whole process of choosing to have a healthy lifestyle. So, Jo Marie, my first question that I have for you is, I've noticed for myself that when I try to have a healthy lifestyle, I kind of get extreme, and I throw everything away, and I'm only going to eat like lettuce and carrots and things like that. And that lasts sometimes when I'm really committed, like 2 whole weeks. But more generally, it doesn't even last that long. So what's something that we can do that will help us to have a healthy lifestyle that we can, I'm getting older, I'm not 20 anymore. Sure. So close, but not quite. But, that we can sincerely have a healthy lifestyle forever.
Sure. Well, when you talk about extremes, the first thing to consider is moderation. Moderation is going to work lifelong. It's something that's going to last longer than 2 weeks. So when you think about lettuce and carrots, yes, you should incorporate lettuce and carrots. Fruits and vegetables are important. You want to focus on those, but you want to pick things that you can stick to for the rest of your life. And so I think that's a mistake people make. They get so excited and enthusiastic about lifestyle change and losing some weight and getting in shape, but they go too gung-ho, especially after the holidays, and they forget to slow down and pick things that they can easily do. And like you said, lettuce and carrots. So fruits and vegetables, let's focus on that. Why don't you try to have a fruit every day for breakfast with your other foods that you're choosing? Have a vegetable at lunch and a vegetable at supper. Try simple eating habits first, simple strategies that you can stick to for the rest of your life. Maybe you'll miss 1 fruit at breakfast a week, but if you try it for a couple weeks, it's something easy to do and it's something that will become a habit for you.
Okay. And I know that fruits and vegetables have a lot of valuable vitamins and antioxidants and just things that help your health improve. Yes. What I'm hearing you say is those are things that I can add so I don't have to start out by restricting myself.
Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of things you can add, actually, or just substitute. No one ever gained excess weight and became or struggled with overweight because they ate too many apples or carrots. So absolutely, fruits and vegetables are so low in calories. They're high in fiber. They delay stomach emptying, so they make you feel fuller longer. So fruits and vegetables are something you can add all throughout the day and not really worry about counting calories. That's something easy. The other thing you can do is switch some of your refined grains to whole grains. Instead of eating white bread, eat whole wheat bread. And I'm talking whole wheat bread, not just wheat bread with caramel coloring, but whole wheat bread. Again, the fiber content is going to delay that stomach emptying and stay with you longer. Instead of refined white pasta, whole wheat pasta. Instead of white refined tortilla, a corn tortilla or a whole wheat tortilla. Whole wheat bagels, brown rice versus white rice. All of them are going to contribute that valuable fiber that's going to improve your health status and make you feel fuller longer. So those are easy substitutions to put in instead of take something away.
So I don't have to give up carbs and breads and things like that if I'm a fan. It does say, I noticed like on the labels, just breads generally. It has to say, the whole first ingredient has to say whole grain wheat, right? Because sometimes it'll say unbleached white wheat flour with like a caramel coloring, right?
Right. It'll say enriched wheat flour or all-purpose flour, and that is just white flour. It's been, it's taking the whole grain and stripping away the nutrients, stripping away the bran and the fiber, and then adding some nutrients back in. So you do want to look for the first ingredient to be whole, W-H-O-L-E, whole corn, whole oats, whole wheat, whatever grain it might be. It's going to be a lot better for you nutritionally. Yes.
Okay. Now, how big of a part, and I just another thought I was having too, if you eat all these vegetables and whole things, like you're saying, your stomach empties later, then you would feel more full, and so maybe you would be less craving?
Yes, you're going to be less likely to try and get something quickly to satisfy that hunger when you're at the office or in your car. And oftentimes those types of things you reach for are not the healthy things. Let's be honest, at a gas station in your vehicle, how many of us put healthy snacks in, or how many gas stations have a lot of healthy options? So yeah, when you feel fuller longer, you're going to be less likely to grab those things that aren't nutritionally sound and that are high calorie, that are going to sabotage your efforts. Absolutely. The other thing about carbohydrates, you don't want to eliminate any food groups. That comes back to the moderation. All food groups contribute to our health. They all offer valuable vitamins and minerals and health components that are necessary for overall healthy functioning. And carbohydrates are the main source of fuel for exercise. And our brain only functions on glucose, which comes from carbohydrates. So people who restrict carbohydrates oftentimes have mood swings. They can't focus. They don't do very well in classes or school. Their attention span at work suffers. So you just want to pick the right types of carbohydrates, those whole grains, the fruits, and the low-fat dairy, because milk does have some carbohydrate in it too.
Okay, well, I'm feeling better about my choices right now, and I don't feel deprived, which I often feel. So the next thing I'm wondering is, now I'm feeling more courageous, so I'm not going to get things taken away from me. What are some things that I could limit?
Absolutely. Things you can limit. The first thing that pops in my mind, especially this time of year around the holidays and jump-starting a new program, is eating out. We have become a society of takeout and bring home and eat out, and that needs to change. We can no longer make healthy choices, maintain a healthy weight with eating out. It's literally impossible. I've tried to create menu plans for clients based on eating out by their request, and it's so difficult. If you find menu items that are lower in saturated fat, trans fat free, within a reasonable calorie level, they're sky high in sodium. So you just have a very hard time practicing a healthy lifestyle if you're eating out a lot. So what I tell people is moderation again. Try not to eat out or away from home more than 2 to 3 times a week. Get back into the habit of bringing your snacks, packing your lunch, and preparing more meals at home. It's about the food, and it's about the quality family time too. You need to teach your children. You can make it a family activity. Kids need to learn how to prepare food in the home. And unfortunately, we're raising a generation of kids who don't have a clue. They think cookies come from the grocery store in Pocky Pucks. They think casseroles come from a box. So we need to get back in the habit of eating more at home, eating more whole foods at home. And it doesn't have to be a complicated gourmet meal. It can be very simple. Tacos, spaghetti, meatloaf. Make some burgers at home with lean ground beef. It can be very simple and straightforward, but we need to limit the eating out. That's one of the main things I can suggest.
Now, you just mentioned lean ground beef. I'm a protein fan. I love meat. Mm-hmm. And I've seen different times where they explain the food groups that you should eat, and they say, have a card deck size piece of meat. Is that once a day, or how many times a day can I have that?
That's a great question. A deck of cards is about 3 ounces of meat, and the average adult doesn't need more than about 6 to 8 ounces of meat per day. And so it would be like a deck of cards at lunch and a deck of cards at the evening meal too, which is a big change from some of those 10 to 12 ounce ribeyes that you can get when you're eating out. But when you're at home, you have a lot more control over portion size. And so 6 to 8 ounces of meat a day is usually adequate to meet protein needs. Another thing about protein that's so important, eat it throughout the day. Your hunger is more controlled by protein than any other nutrient. Again, fiber helps gastric emptying, but protein sticks with you the longest. So have an egg at breakfast, have a little cheese at breakfast, have lean Canadian bacon at breakfast time, or some yogurt or milk. Then at lunch, again, choose some lean protein like a chicken breast or salmon. And then at night, again, and beef is fine. A lot of people are afraid of beef, but you need to look at the cut. You should choose from the loin or the round because it's leaner, and then it's how you prepare it. Bake it, roast it instead of fry it. And then again, watch your portion size, that 3 to 4 ounce.
Can I grill it?
Absolutely. Grilling is a great way to prepare meat.
I'm joking. My husband has to grill. I start my hair on fire when I run the grill, so it's not a good
Grilling is
thing.
a great way to prepare meat, yes.
Great. Okay. Well, my final question is, I've heard a lot of different opinions about how much water intake that we should have every day. I've heard half your body weight, which I don't know if they mean in ounces or gallons, or I'm sure you can't really drink half your body weight, but how much water to be healthy do we really need to have each day?
Okay. That varies depending on the person. The standard recommendation still stands overall about 8 8-ounce glasses or 64 ounces of water per day. But keep in mind, we get a lot of water from the food we eat, and if you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you get the water content from there. Because they're so low calorie, they're full of water. And so we get water from fruits and vegetables. We get water from the coffee we drink, from maybe a little fruit juice and milk. So it doesn't have to be strictly from water itself. We can get water from a lot of other sources. And you need to not rely on your thirst to let you know when you need to drink water. You need to stay ahead of the game, especially when you're following an exercise regimen. You need to hydrate before, during, and after exercise. It's usually recommended you drink an 8-ounce glass within an hour of exercising, and about every 15 to 20 minutes of vigorous exercise, drink another 8 ounces. A great strategy to know if you're hydrated or not, well, actually two, especially if you're exercising, is weigh yourself before a workout and after, and you should not have lost any weight, because if you lose weight, it's all water weight. Okay, because the calories are still going to be burning to lose weight later. So if you weighed 120 pounds before your workout and then 118 after, you did not stay hydrated like you should have during your workout. You should weigh 120 pounds after. And so judge it by how your skin feels. And make sure you're making an attempt to drink water throughout the day. Don't rely on your thirst to tell you when you need to drink.
Well, those were all really helpful, Jo Marie, and I'm excited to implement some of those, and I'm excited for our viewers to use some of those and hope that we all can have a healthier lifestyle. Thanks to you, Jo Marie. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
I'm here at the West River Community Center with the owner of Healthy Results, Natasha Ash, who's a personal trainer. She's one of my favorite people, not because of the way she makes me work when we do any personal training, which we haven't done for a long time, as you can see, but because she's such a fantastic person. But I certainly admire all of her personal training expertise. Natasha, let's talk quite a bit. I was going to say a little bit, but let's talk about some things that people can do. There are all levels of health and fitness, as you well know, because you see all of them in here and work with many different levels. But let's start off with folks who have been mostly couch potatoes. Let's talk about couch potatoes. Okay, what do you have for us?
Okay, well, anyone coming to me that's been a couch potato will want to basically set up any plan will work in the beginning as long as you're very consistent with it. I think the more consistent, the better. And I think if you do something that takes at least 20 minutes, and if you're working on strength training at home or in the gym, and you get a series of 5 exercises at first, and do 3 sets of 10, and get your body used to moving, and getting your body used to doing it frequently, at least 5 to 6 days a week. For those that are looking at losing weight or maintaining their weight, that's what I would suggest. And there's 3 different pillars of exercise that you would want to start out with. It's not only strength training, but there's cardiovascular exercise. So with cardiovascular exercise, I would choose something that you truly love to do, because you're going to spend more time doing it if you enjoy it. So if it's running, if it's biking, if it's a class like Zumba, choose something that will get your heart rate up for at least 20 minutes, if not 60 minutes. Those that lose the weight and keep it off tend to do exercise 60 minutes, 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay. All right. Well, that sort of seems overwhelming to me when you say exercise, but I guess if I could do it doing something I really enjoyed, but some things count that aren't like necessarily count as exercise, like I'm a demon cleaner. I really actually like to clean. So I've heard that that sort of high intensity, I mean, when I clean, I would consider it exercise. Running up and down the stairs, and I'm chasing those dust balls, I'm really active about it. So do you necessarily have to have a regimen where you're specifically doing it, or is it being intentional and making sure you spend that amount of time in activity daily?
Mm-hmm. No, actually, I would recommend that you spend that much time in activity. Now, should you start there at 60 minutes, 5 to 6 days a week? No. You can start with 20 minutes, 3 days a week, and work up to the 6 days a week. The things you were talking about with vacuuming and scrubbing the floor and things around the house, that's considered physical activity. And that's like increasing the amount of times that you park further away from the grocery store, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Okay, that's also adding to your physical activity. That's going to increase the amount of calories that you burn in your day, increase your metabolic rate. But as far as exercise, maintaining weight, strengthening your bones, strengthening your muscles, making sure that you increase the amount of calories that you burn each day, you have to spend it doing exercise. And that's cardiovascular exercise, flexibility, and strength training. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing, but I'm in. Okay. And especially, what about different age groups? Like, I know before when we've worked together, you said that I have a lot of kids, and we've talked about 12 and under, it's only their own body weight. They shouldn't be lifting weights, those kind of things. When you're over a certain age, you should be using weight-bearing exercise for bone strength. Will you talk just briefly about the age differences and weights?
Sure. Well, you can start doing exercises at age 8, because you think of the load that a child gets when they're snowboarding or skiing or shooting a basketball and coming down. They're putting the same amount of pressure on their bones. But should they be lifting a large squat bar or doing the typical strength training? No. There are regimens that they should follow. And then for actually starting a strength training program and using the facility here at the West River Community Center, I would suggest about 12 years old, 12 to 13. And that'll help prevent any damage to the growth plates and things like that people are concerned about. I do suggest that children get 2 hours of physical activity every day, and that's a lot, but kids are tending to do a lot more video games and spending a lot more time in front of screens, so it's time to get out and be active.
And really, if you send your kids outside, they'll play.
You're right. That could be tag outside.
Right.
It doesn't have to be inside a gym and on a treadmill. It can be just free play and encouraging them to be outside or doing something inside, and give them a yoga video or a Zumba video to do at home, and you'd be surprised to get a group of friends. It's pretty silly, but they're moving and they can break a sweat.
Right. That's a good idea. How about men and women weight-bearing exercise? Is there an expectation for what we should be doing as men and women? I know for women because of osteoporosis, but that may affect men too. So what should men and women be doing for weight-bearing exercises daily?
Right. For weight-bearing exercises, it's important for both men and women to increase their bone density, or actually just to maintain it, because you build your bone density mostly in your childhood, so you need to spend your time when you're young doing that. But to maintain it and to prevent any breaks when you fall later as you age, you do need to do some strength training. Now that can be with 5-pound weights, that can be cans of soup that you use at home if you're older, and then you will need the machines and the free weights add a place for progression and variety. Some people tend to drop their exercise plan because they're bored. That mentally and physically, their body's not changing anymore or changing to it, so they need a new stimulus. And that's where I say increase the load, the actual load that you're doing. That could be putting more weights into a duffel bag if you're working within the home, or there's a large amount of weights within the West River Community Center to add to that.
Okay, speaking of the home venue, there are many people out there who do not want to come into a public setting and be seen, or probably see. And there are also people who it's just not in the budget, you know? So what kinds of things can we do at home to still be fit? Like you talked about a little bit about a duffel bag and the soup cans. What are some options we have at home?
Oh yeah, I have a large toolbox of exercises that I carry just in my head as well as in a duffel bag. You can have a small amount of equipment at home that can add a lot of variety and fun and exercise and create a lot of calorie expenditure. And I'm going to be showing you a few of those in a little bit. But you're going to be able to, you can march in place, walk in place for cardiovascular exercise. You can run from your home. You can walk from your home. Walking is a great form of cardiovascular exercise. It really improves the health of your heart and decreases stress levels and things like that, just the same as biking or running would do. Strength training, you can do that at home. There's a lot of body weight exercises that will do the job of strength training. That will give the weight-bearing quality to any program, especially for someone that hasn't been working out or strength training at all. That's going to be enough weight, and I'll show you some of those.
Okay. And then, of course, there's the option of somebody can just come here and use some of the ideas that you'll share and create their own program. And then we have the option of talking to you or one of your employees and having a trainer work with us, either each plan or set a plan for us and kind of check in with us. Is that kind of how it works?
Right. With Healthy Results personal training here at the West River Community Center, we have many options. You can come in for a one-time exercise program. We can assess your needs and give you something that's personalized for you. That includes strength training, cardiovascular exercise for general health or for fitness or sport. If you want to train for a triathlon or basketball or something like that, we can increase your strength and endurance. With the packages, then you can choose if you want to see a personal trainer twice a week, 3 times a week, once every 3 months, once every 6 months. We personalize that to what your needs are and what your budget is.
So then, too, if somebody comes in and sees you or one of your crew, if they say, and I just want to work at home, then you would create a workout with the items that they have at home for that 12 weeks or 9 weeks or however long you make that particular one, right?
Definitely. We can do that and demonstrate the exercises here at the West River Community Center, or we can go into your home and show you there. So you can give us a list of exercises or a list of equipment that you already have, and we can give you exercises, and then as you progress or whatnot, we can help you build up a gym at your home and see and actually show you, and if there's any changes that we need to make that we didn't foresee just on paper, we can make those adjustments within your house.
Okay. And what I want to kind of finish up with is, I think, some common mistakes that you had talked to me about before when we used to work together, and is like, I don't like to stretch because it hurts. And so I'm not good about the warm up and the cool down. And there's a lot more to being physically fit and taking care of yourself than just doing exercise, isn't there? Okay, let's talk about kind of what we need to encompass to be wholly, not pulling anything or injuring ourselves or making it so overwhelming that I'm done and after 4 days I just can't do it. I'm so sorry, I can't breathe. What are some ideas for that?
Well, it's a mind and body thing. You know, we're looking at overall health. You want to be taking care of your mind and decreasing your stress level with exercise and with flexibility and those things that will, if you take the time to do it, it will give you a cool down. It will make you refreshed and ready to leave or end your exercise for that day. It will also decrease the amount of muscle soreness that you will have for the next 2 days. It will also give you more strength and improve your posture. Sometimes when you lift weights or when you're at a computer all day, you get hunched over, and you can strengthen your muscles to stay in that position, or you can increase your flexibility and strength and get in proper alignment.
Last thing, you've been doing this a long time. It's a a passion for you and a lifetime commitment. So you must have had a wide variety of people say what inspires them or what encourages them. And I think sometimes it's hard to reach inside yourself and find a reason to do it, or to be accountable to yourself, or to even continue day after day doing the right thing if it's not your passion as it is for you, for others of us who would like to sit on the couch and eat brown licorice. So what kinds of ideas have people had that they say help them to feel inspired or to keep doing it, or even to start?
Yes, some people are internally motivated, and it's easy to wake up with the alarm and get to the gym, or drive to the gym after work after a long day. For others, it takes a lot more, and I suggest to having an exercise log, first of all, to keep track. And you can do that on a personal level just by yourself, keeping track of the things that you've done, and you can look back at the week and be proud of yourself for what you've accomplished. If you can be celebrate the small successes. If you've exercised 3 days a week and that's a big improvement, well, give yourself a pat on the back. You can set up a award system. So if you do follow through with your goal and you get 5 workouts in the week, what are you going to do for yourself? Let's not have a food reward, but maybe you can sit in the hot tub or do something like that that makes you feel good. But I also suggest having a lot of family members and friends involved in it. Tell everyone that you are doing this, and they will hold you accountable. They'll see when you're off track, and your husband will maybe nudge you out to say, hey, aren't you going to the gym today? And that's what I do as a personal trainer too. If you have an appointment with a personal trainer, you're more than likely going to get to the gym. You're going to put it into your day. And that's part of a scheduling, and I try to get people to schedule it into their day, and once they get used to that meeting with me, then we graduate them onto doing it for themselves.
Right. And actually, I did bring my husband Bruce today, and he says that he doesn't always want to work out with me because we're at way different levels and all that kind of thing, but he would like to work with a personal trainer. That's his way, and I would like to hide in my basement, But we just have different styles, but in the same way, we can keep each other accountable because we're both doing something, though not together. You're right, it's in the house, and then the kids get, come on, Mom, come on, Dad, and our friends have actually, this is really funny, our friends think because I'm smaller than him, not by much right now, but that I'm in better shape than him, so they're just laughing at him when they found out we were going to do this, because they're like, oh, you're going to get schooled, Bruce, and sadly, his cardiovascular is much better than mine. So I think I'm going to get schooled. We'll find out, huh?
Yeah, he'll be able to show what he's got today. Let's see it.
Let's see it. Natasha, thanks so much. That was really helpful information.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. We are going to do something that you could do at home with a chair, on a bench, on a stool, or you can do it in a gym. This is a plyo box that we're working with, okay? We're going to do some upper body and lower body exercises. I've chosen 8-pound dumbbells today. You can increase those or decrease them, but we'll see how you do after this first set. So I'd like you both to grab your dumbbells. You're going to go up with your right leg, down with your right leg. Do 5 step-ups each side. Ready? 1, 2. Now let's increase that pace a little bit, a little faster. There's 3. Up with the right, down with the right. Yep. 1 more. Now switch legs. 1. This is fun, partner training. Married couples, there you go. 2. Keep up. 3. Synchronized step-ups. 4. Last one. There we go. Okay, I'll just have you now turn your backs towards one another. It's not going to be much rest here, Bruce. You got to keep those dumbbells. There you go. All right. Now take one little step away from your box. Oh, that's much too big. Bruce, go ahead and step back. Just a small one. Right there. Okay. Feet should be shoulder width apart. Excellent. Let's go ahead and reach far back. I want you to sit all the way down on that bench with your bottom. Sit all the way down. Good. And stand up tall. Keep your arms straight by your side. There you go. Repeat that 5 more times. 1. Excellent. Your shoulders are back. Your head is tall. 2. You're lifting yourself with your hips and your legs. 1 more time. Good. All right, go ahead and face each other again. Look into each other's eyes as you do this partner training. I'd like you to do 5 bicep curls each side. You're going to alternate this time, so it's going to be up with your right, up with your left. Keep going, 5 times each. Go ahead. 1. Freeze your upper body so you're not swinging. 2.
You should have way bigger weights. I'm doing
3.
twice the work that you are because I'm smaller.
Is this too easy for you, Bruce?
It's a little.
4. Yes.
A little.
Are you working up a sweat here yet, Cebe?
I'm having a little harder time breathing.
That's good. All right, finish that 5. All right, let's put your dumbbells together and set them over to the side. All right, let's have you both get into a push-up position. Hands right here on top of the step. All right, I'd like you in a straight plank, so your hips should not be above your shoulders. Very good. Your abdominals should be tight. Now let's lower your chest towards the bench. Go ahead, 5 times. 5 push-ups. 1, no bonking. 2, 3, stay together now. 4, there we go. 1 more together. Let's do it together. 5, there you go. Excellent. All right, you're going to turn around. Have either one of you done some bench dips before? Let's go ahead and turn around. Put your hands on the bench. Sit on them. You're going to put, yep, excellent, Bruce. Okay, walk your hips away, walk your feet away from the step. Good. If your feet are flat on the floor like this is the beginner dip. As you increase your strength, you would straighten your legs. So this is perfect for now. Go ahead and lower your hips down, bending your elbows. Come on up, 5 times. Keep your hips as close to the bench as possible, Cebe. 5 times, good. 2 more. There, now you're together.
5.
Way to finish. All right, take a break. Go ahead and sit on your bench. All right. Now, because we did so few of reps, 5 repetitions each, we were able to do it in series and much of a circuit. Now you'll take your rest after you finish all of your exercises, and then you would repeat that 2 more times.
We hope that our willingness to make fools of ourselves, to show you what we look like at the start of our routine, makes a difference for you and inspires you so that you can use the tips and techniques and all the tools of the trade that we learned today to make a difference in your lifestyle. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the softer side.